I'm sure you heard Microsoft Copilot this, Microsoft Copilot that, Microsoft Recall, all kinds of AI features from Microsoft. What I want to do today, let's talk about why is Microsoft pushing their AI tech so hard onto everybody. The most obvious answer would be is to make sure their apps and services are competitive with others, right? Apple is bringing Apple Intelligence to their phones and iPads and all the devices, so users will be able to use power of generative AI to do their work better, right? It's writing emails, replying to messages, all kinds of stuff like that. And arguably, Microsoft wants to do the same. They want to make sure their offering is as competitive to others as possible, and by being early on, they have the edge and they have more time to develop that technology further. But that's not really a satisfying answer to me. I want to put my conspiracy hat on and theorize a little bit. Why is it really Microsoft pushing their AI so hard? And I would say is because they want your data. They want to collect as much data on you as possible. They've been behind at it, right? Meta, of course, is the company that gathers the most data about users. They build profiles, they sell them to everybody. And Microsoft wants to do the same. And having this AI tech will allow them to collect data from users by having users, well, use their services. We're all privacy conscious these days, and a lot of people think like, hey, you know, collecting data is not that simple. You can't just grab people's data, right? Well, again, just to kind of theorize, whenever people are going to be using Bing, you know, their search engine, and they're going to be using Gen AI, well, there are probably very few rules when it comes to data collection, right? They're going to grab everything you type in there. It's like collecting your search results. But possibly because when you use Gen AI, you enter information a little differently. You spell out better what the question or the problem you try to solve. And because of that, collection of data may be a little bit more rich than from just using search engine. But what about Copilot and Recall that's inside Windows 11? Surely there is like a disclaimer that says Microsoft will not be using your data for something, and people are going to believe it, right? So is Microsoft going to violate that? Well, my theory is whatever the statement about not collecting data is, it's written by lawyers, and it's meant to cover as little data as possible, yet make you feel as good as possible. So what they're gonna do is say, all right, we're not collecting so-and-so data, but then they're gonna say, well, we're collecting this data, which technically doesn't fall under this specific definition. Or how about this scenario? Let's say they will not save your queries and use your queries for anything, but what about replies to those queries? Let's say you type in the question, you know, how to bake a cake, right? That query is covered by terms of service, and Microsoft will not use that. However, the reply to it is the instructions to bake a cake. Well, who says Microsoft can't take that data and analyze it and extract maybe meaning of the original question you asked? So there are all kinds of ways you can get around those terms of service or whatever the statement they try to make when they say they're not using the data. There might be other ways of gathering the data without violating what they said. And since we got the conspiracy hat on, you know, who says they're not going to violate their own rules? They might as well be collecting all the data, and if someone calls them out, they'll say, oh, oops, there was a mistake in the setting that some tech set, and we have accidentally collected something. So they're going to do it anyway, and then either hope they will not get caught, or they actually just going to pay the penalty if they do get caught, and consider it cost of doing business, because by collecting data and selling it, you can make so much more money than the penalty would be for actually doing it. So that would be my conspiracy theory on Microsoft's AI. Yes, they want to make their products and offerings better, but they also want your data. Let me know if you agree with me or not in the comment section below. Don't forget to follow on LinkedIn, subscribe on YouTube, and I will see you in another video.